Hello, my name is Shadley, and welcome back for another episode of Territory as Persia. In previous episode we started to, well, we were on a bit of a spending spree. Admittedly, we did sell a lot of buildings, so that gave us a lot of cash reserves, or gold reserves still. But we are at least fixing that now, so we are letting the money, like, well, probably once we get to like 1.5 million or 1 million, we'll start turning things around. But right now we're building quite a bit of things in our capital, more motor industries, then more coal mines, more paper mills, logging camps and all that sort of thing, so we can reduce some of the upkeep costs, which is going to help us a long way. I'm sure that is, well, there's quite a bit of room for industry in here as well. It's the urban centre. I suppose we could get the gas street lights if need be, but that wouldn't really be profitable necessarily. Public trams also would really not be that profitable. We would reduce the amount of workers though, so I suppose that well, actually, still got plenty of workers in the state. Yeah, we've got 100,000 peasants there, so I don't think we need to worry about that one. But we can keep on going. Oh, right. Capitals are all okay. So we do have Bahrain as a tributary, but they are still, I guess, having some issues with the market access. I think what we could do is we could just quickly save and reload, and that might be fixed, because right now I think that should not be the problem right now. But it is causing some tangible issues for us, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick, shall we? Right, will that actually fix it? Maybe not. Okay. Oh, there we go, now it's 98%. There we go, so that worked. Good, good. Getting a little bit worried there, but that also means that the limited size should now be dropping a decent bit. My mana is also losing some limited size, so we can eventually turn them into vassals, both of them. We'll start increasing our influence here. We got still a fairly big deficit right now, of course. But that's fine. We're getting a coal mine built in our capital. That's going to be a fourth building in there. Or fourth coal mine in there, so that's not too bad. There is a... Oh, is that actually owned by... Okay, that is one of the Russians, probably. One of the Russian states owning that one. So that's unfortunate. We've got 12 million in population already, so that's good. Ammunition is still pretty high in demand. I do actually wonder, so we could... Is this one? No, it's a Caraman over here. How's the infrastructure there looking like? It's got plenty, actually. So I'm thinking if we would go for explosives, that will require a bit more sulfur. But it uses the fertilizer. So we can maybe get that one. There's not going to be a huge demand for it yet. I suspect that that will actually help us in the long run. Is that one... We could potentially, since we got the railway in here, we could reduce the labor use a bit further. That's going to free up some more workers. They can work currently at the subsistence pastures, I suppose, which isn't exactly ideal, but it'll do for now. And actually, speaking of productions and all that, oh right, so the explosives, there is a bit of demand for it, for munitions plant, but that's about it. So if we have a look at the opium, we are number 5 producer. Okay, so we've lost a bit of room there. We need to increase our production for sure. That's something that we'll definitely start working on again. But let's have a look. If we were to build another opium plantation, where would the higher earnings be? In our capital, apparently. I mean, sure, we could build another one there. We'll build the opium plantation before the explosive factory, actually. The coal mine in there is almost completed. That's going through quite nicely. And then the paper mill is getting some decent progress there as well. We'll probably get the logging camp before we even get the paper mill. Well, at least very nearly. I'm not entirely sure if that's actually going to be the case or not, but we shall see. Oh, Bukhara's improving relations. Alright then. Oh, Sikh Empire. Okay, Sikh Empire is... they're not too... Yeah, they actually got good attitude towards us, so we could potentially use them as a bit of a... Oh. Oh, well, there we go. The secret police is going forward. There's a bit of fight going on between Chitral and Kunduz. So these two are fighting. Alright then. I do wonder, so if I wanted to get independence, we've still got a decent bit of limited size, so we could ask for that. Oh, but is the... Oh. Right, the clout for... Okay, so that has reduced. The prestige difference has reduced as well, so that's good. But economic dependence has grown quite a bit, which is not great. Amara is having a revolution, but that's none of our business, really. So we did reach 14.5 million at one point, but now we're to 13.6. I suppose now that we don't have full cash reserves, things are going to be changing a little bit. And we did just get the coal mine already built up here. That probably makes the steel mill a bit more profitable, among other things, which is currently owned by a, yeah, it's one of the Russian financial districts owning that one. Okay, so the oh, there's a lead mine being built here. I don't suppose there's a huge demand for lead currently in here, unless we get like a class industries or something like that, which we probably could do. I suspect that the class price over here, well, it's not really that bad actually. It's a little bit elevated, but yeah, it's nothing too massive. So we're still spending a lot of money. I suppose at this point, I'm going to stop bolstering the rural folk. I'm going to put in a couple consumption taxes. Transportation tax would be okay, but actually the liquor and tobacco taxes separately are going to be better for us. So we've got a deficit of 10,000 right now, which is still quite a bit, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Okay, we got all of that sorted out. The construction cost is still 25,000, no, 26,000 actually. So that's still going up. But I suspect that once we get a bit more stuff in here, especially for the construction, because this is 3 of the 8 construction office or construction sectors, I think. So if we can reduce the construction costs in here, I mean, this is about half of the construction costs actually. The iron is a bit high. Wood, of course, is another fairly high in here. Local balance is minus almost 400. Okay. Yeah, so we probably need to improve that a bit further. Hey, low progress adoption. So secret police is going through rather painlessly, actually. And landowners are now very happy, so that at least helps. Actually, does that... right, investment port efficiency... Oh yeah, it's increasing by 5,000 a week right now. We've got almost 3 million in there. And then there's the... Oh. Alright, Radical France now leads the Grand Coalition. That could be a problem. And there's the logging hub at our capital. Now there's the opium plantation. Is that the... No, we got the explosive factory as well underway. Yeah, this is actually... Oh, right, yeah, it can go up to 30 right now. So opium plantation doesn't take too long. Burma has improved relations. Well, that's a bit of a surprise, but welcome surprise, I suppose. The construction cost has gone down a little bit now with the reduction of wood price. And we don't have a huge amount of extra bureaucracy right now. I suppose there might still be a few bureaucratic or admin sectors that we could improve the filing cabinets. That's going to allow us to get that a little bit extra. Actually, at this point, it might be worthwhile just to make sure that all of them are switched. It will be at a bit of extra cost, but it's not that bad. I suppose what it means that we can just... Actually, can we... No, we don't have sulfur in here. So going for the paper mills is probably going to be a bad idea there. We've got a bit of extra sulfur that well, actually a lot of sulfur that we could mine in here, in Faras. The sulfur price is actually a little bit elevated, so we could go ahead and get that underway. The Nation of Knowledge. Industrial, sure, we'll get an extra university. By all means. That does mean that the industrialists get a little bit more power, but that's actually fine as well. The less power the landowners have, the better it's going to be for us. And the steel mill in Semnan, I mean, it's not going to be particularly great location for it. I mean, there is the iron mine at least, so it kind of helps. There's actually quite a bit of peasants in there. I suppose the iron mine over here is not... Well, I suppose they need the coal in there. If we were to reduce that to picks and shovels, that might actually allow them to do a bit more work. Well, the total amount of iron available is going to be a bit reduced, perhaps, but that's fine. Do we have any more journal entries that we should try? Well, just, of course, earning the recognition, but that's going to be a long-term goal. A government petition, right. Urbanize Persia, we are not quite there yet, to be fair. Branching out, right, that's for the rail transportation. That's okay, so these two are going to expire soon enough. There's the Central Archives, which we need to have a government administration of level 10 or higher. We'd probably just build another 3 levels over here at the capital. Maybe get another... I don't know if I want to get another paper mill there. We might get another paper mill in Fars, quite frankly. That might be more profitable in the long run anyway. So we're currently building... Yeah, we're getting the explosive factory in Kerman. We could probably go ahead and change the road maintenance down there. Just to improve the productivity. Or the speed that we're constructing that thing. There we go, 21 weeks for that explosive factory. Fiscal within the rural folk. Okay, we'll take the support, I guess. And that should help us quite a bit in there. Yeah, the steel mill's almost done. Then there's going to be the lead mine in our capital and a class work into Briz. Okay, so the private sector is, again, doing very, very odd things. Oh, but we do have the bureaucracy now that increase the education in further. We are going to do that, actually. Because, again, that's going to speed up the literacy rate increase in here. We can get the innovation growth a bit higher as well. Right now, how much is that, actually? 17 to 52, so it's not massive. But he will definitely help. Oh, and the canneries are spreading right now. Okay, so that's going to allow us to get even more groceries production going. But we do want to get the water to boiler for sure, because that's going to allow us to get a lot more coal and iron and everything else moving through, getting the productions up and all that. And then I suppose the corporate charges will help us a lot as well. Why is currently spreading in here? Was that the... Oh, right, that's the psychiatry spreading. Okay, and then, of course, in military, we're currently working on the general stuff. There's the screw frigate that might actually be researched faster than what we're going to get in here. The difference is not going to be massive, but it will be there. And there we go. So the bureaucracy excess that we have is probably going to be dropping a little bit. Is there... Actually, let's have a look at the incorporating states. So there is still that one. That's 40 points. We can probably afford incorporating that one now. Oh, that's probably what's happening, is the literary rate is going down because we're incorporating some of the states, and those might not have the... yeah, that might be it. But anyway, it's now going up again. So that's all that matters, really. Hopefully the landlords petition will go through, so they'll be quite happy for a while, and then... They are still pro-slavery, so that's unfortunate. Can't do too much about that. We're still getting a lot of money, though. Is there more buildings that we could perhaps sell now? There's still the arms industry and artillery founders. We'll probably hold on to those, just to be sure. The dye plantation we can probably sell. Fertilizer plant we could probably sell. There's not going to be that much of profitability. And also the food industry. Maybe the iron mine as well. The logging camps we can probably sell. We'll hold on to the motor industries and opium plantations. The paper mills we could probably hold on to. So that should give us a decent bit of cash reserves again. Well, we've already got $2.25 million pounds there, so that should be a fairly good amount. General staff will be researched in 10 months. I don't think we have munitions production yet, which we could probably get the... Oh, actually, we're going to need the lead for that, aren't we? Technically speaking, our capital could work for that. But we do want to get the munitions production at some points, just so that we can switch to the better military. Actually, is there anything... No, I probably won't be able to reduce our... Oh, a couple of playwright. We can get 10% boost, or we can get the 20 prestige for 5 years. Or we could get more support for landowners, but I'd rather not take that one. Oh, looks like the landowners are no longer the biggest faction, though. And this is going to get the 10% boost there. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the... Oh, there we go. The Lemar back in power. That should help a little bit with the stuff. Then at least the legitimacy is pretty good now, even with the higher taxes, mind you. Actually, no, we don't have high taxes right now. Speaking of which, we could increase the taxes if need be. That's going to be basically fixing our deficit right now, but we're going to afford losing a bit more money. Yeah, there we go. The explosive factory should be sorted out shortly. That's something we could potentially use the nitroglycerin in here just to increase the productivity a bit further. Although, I suppose the coal prices... could get a coal mine in there, I suppose. Is that going to be... We can probably get that underway before the... even the sulfur mine. Just so that, you know, we don't need to move the decree quite yet. But reducing the coal price in a lot of places, especially where there's other mining going on, will help drastically. Unfortunately, we still haven't... Oh, interventionism. There's starting to be a bit of support for that. Now, we won't be able to pass that quite yet, but that would be, honestly, something that we really want to do. Industrialists would support that. If they join in on that one, that's probably going to be huge. Oh, oil discovery in Hormuz. Now, of course, we can't build them until we get pump tracks, but that is already 9 oil rigs there that could be potentially built. How are we looking on the... Speaking of oil and opium, we are number 4 producer of opium right now. So we are above China, at least. Sikh Empire is still above us, though. So we've got quite a bit of work to do to catch up to them, but we could probably go ahead and build another opium plantation or 2. I suppose where we're building some in Fars, paper mills, so we could probably go ahead and get us an opium plantation there, really. I'm sure that that will be just fine. Keep on producing that more. I mean, we're getting, actually, the government dividends have dropped a decent bit. Still getting some, mind you, but it could be better. Do I still have the trade routes? Yeah, I've got 5 trade routes in there. So that should be... Oh, wow, that import of dye seems to be quite profitable. And, of course, the export of opium seems to be quite profitable. And export a bit of... Oh. Okay, oil discovered in North Caucasus. That would be down here. Yeah, there's 9 oil rigs there. And there we go. Secret police done. And the government petition is done. So landowners are going to be very happy for the time being. The intervention is... If I wanted to start pushing for that, there's not really a lot of support for it yet. Let's have a look at the other options that we might have. We do not want to go back to serfdom. We could go for Presidential Republic, but that would be quite a bit opposed. There's a lot of opposition for it, rather. Let's put it that way. We're not going to go back to slavery either. Yeah. So the options are quite limited right now. We do have a little bit influence, though, available, so we could potentially... Let's have a look at the options. Russia might give us embassy if we give them obligation, which I'd rather not do. No one's willing to support our independence. There's a lot of nations that aren't really that close to supporting us yet either. One of the things that we could try to do is Egypt. We could start improving relations with them, I suppose. Oh, no, we can't. Yeah, we got already good relations with them. I suppose Ottomans we could start improving relations with. That might be just about enough to tip the scales in our favor. Because right now we're still losing quite a bit in... Yeah, okay, liberty is dropping quite drastically. Oh, we can declare another interest, can we? Oh, right, we've got Arabia already. Yeah, fair enough. I suppose we could put Nile as one, or... Who else could we go for? Let's go for South India, or maybe South China. I don't know, that wouldn't really give us too much new stuff in there. Because we've already got kind of access to China already. Anatolia? Oh, we could go for Caucasus. We can border that already. Or we could go for something like Ethiopia or Sanji. If we go for Congo, we might be able to start colonizing in there. Actually, double check. Is there... right, so it's not going to be done yet. There's a bit of colonies already spreading in there. I don't know if I'll be able to colonize any of that yet, but if we can get a little bit more ground in there, that might actually be just enough to start getting some new, well, areas of influence, I suppose. Right, so we've got the 2 mines being built in Kerman. Well, actually, coal mine being built in there, and we're getting the sulfur mine in Forest. That's going to be taking a little bit longer. But the coal mine shouldn't take too long. It's a few more weeks. That is going to be sorted out. We're still losing a lot of money, though. But it's not too bad. Ammunition price is still pretty high. How's the explosives now? So the explosive factory, there's not a huge amount of purchase going on. Let's be honest. We could go for the ammonia soda process, though. Which right now might not be making it any more profitable, but... Oh, and there we go. Congo interest activated. Can we now start colonizing in there? Nope. Oh, there's an ongoing native unrest there. Okay. So, it might be a bit of a waste in there, then. Although Congo, if we were to do a conquest, it would give us a lot of infamy. Well, we don't have a fleet right now, so that would be a bit of a wasted opportunity there, let's be honest. So, the Russians are the 3rd highest power block right now. Oh, right. Somewhat exiled from Prussia. There's still quite a difference between the GDPs. I do actually wonder, if we have a look at the Russian market. So our capital is the 3rd highest GDP individual over there, and then we've got some others that are fairly high as well. So we are at least getting a nice foothold in the market. We've got 2 million in cash reserves as well. Oh, it looks like... Oh, right. We've gotten the stuff built in here, so let's move the road maintenance to Forest. Because we're going to go ahead and get the paper mill built first there, as well as the opium plantation. The government administrations can wait for a little while. We do want to get them in there, but we're not in a rush with that yet. And the lead mine in our capital will be completed soon. We could possibly get the munitions plant in there. If we get the lead, we can get the explosive a little bit from Kerma. It's not the most effective way to do it, but it will do for now. Unless we have some state that can have both lead and sulfur, which I don't think we have. There's lead, no sulfur. That has neither. No, we don't have any that share both of them. This would be ideal for getting the explosives, or fertilizer explosives, and then eventually also the munitions in the same state. That would be a good way to do it, but unfortunately we do not have the luxury for that. But we did get the sulfur mine built already in here, which that is currently activating. We can probably go ahead and privatize that. We can get a bit more money back from the construction costs. The investment pool is still relatively high, 2.8 million. Munitions price is still fairly high, so we don't really have a huge amount of directions to expand right now. Especially considering that we are a vassal to... Well, not a vassal. We're a protectorate of Russia. If I was to demand a state... I do actually wonder. So there's... suppose Baku could be quite useful in the long run. They will not accept that, which means that... actually, does that mean that they would... will our liberty increase? No. Okay. So that was a bit of a wasted opportunity, other than, you know, making sure that we are antagonistic towards them, I suppose. Hey, but there we go. 34% literary rate, so that is definitely growing a bit faster now. Did we already get that to level 3? I mean, I know that okay, it's about to be level 3. That's going to speed up the process even further. There's a little bit of movement in here, but nothing too massive. And paper mills, okay, that is going to be hopefully done soon. How much are we paying? Still 25,000 for the construction costs. So that hasn't grown too much. Admittedly, if we have a look at our capital, that's still probably going to be the biggest one. It's about 12,000 of the 25, so yeah, that is still almost half of it. Big expenses there, of course, is the iron. Of course, another wood over here that we could get in a logging camp over there, I suppose. It's starting to run out of room, though. But if we just max out that one, that's probably going to help. We're trying to privatize that, of course, as well, but that's fine. So we've got a load of things being built in our capital after the things in Fars are completed. We're getting the paper mills built, so that's going to reduce the paper costs, at least locally. Right now, it's not too bad of a price, mind you. Ooh, all discovered in Kuban. I believe that is that somewhere in here? Ah, there it is. Because that would be like the oil fields and Mycop or something. And the general staff is about to be researched, so that's going to be quite nice. That's going to unlock the... Well, I suppose we don't have the munitions yet, so we don't actually want to switch to the skirmish infantry, but we can change this training thing already. Let's go ahead and do that real quick, shall we? There we are. So that's already helping us a bit further. And once we get the munitions production going locally, we can then start to switch into the skirmish infantry. And what's this then? Seek here. Oh no, it's Baroda, so that's down here. Alright then. So the question is... Okay, Liberty side is... Okay, we're now in the middle sector. That's still going down a lot. Economic dependence is increasing. Is that... Well, they do own a decent bit of our economy. And they are probably very enticed on building more and more... Yeah, they're building just everything in our nation right now, as much as they can. Of course, we can't build in theirs. So how's Bahrain doing? They have a massive shortage of workers. And Maimana is probably having similar issues. They don't actually have that much construction in there. Or that much stuff built there. Also won't really have the qualifications really to get anything going. So yeah, that's just going to be as is. Actually, which state is this one? This is part of the South... Turkestan. Joint front formed by Spain. Alright then. Northern Balochistan is still having some issues there. Is that... Well, the turmoil is still pretty high there. The infrastructure, well, it's not a lot of leeway in there, let's be honest. We could probably go ahead and get that coal mine. It will take a while to be built, but I'm sure that that will be profitable industry in there. So I'm sure that that will do all the stuff needed. We got the class works in Tabriz underway. And now we're getting the... Oh, right, we are working on everything in our capital right now. So let's go ahead and move the road maintenance down that way. Oh, is that actually... Alright, we've got a bit of extra authority now. But that should be a decent improvement. Oh yeah, there we go. That should be pretty good. 6 weeks for a bit of bureaucracy. We can maybe increase some more of the institutions. Not entirely sure which ones should change next to be here. The Home Affairs could be useful. Colonial Affairs we don't really need to worry about currently. Unless there is... no, we can't establish any colonies, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the Congo interest. That's going to be kind of pointless for us. Something like... I don't know about the Caucasus interest in there. Just for the heck of it. There we go, the GDP is slowly growing again. It's not very quick, mind you. I'm guessing the paper price is still pretty high. Well, it's not that high, actually. Explosives, we are... I think we might be the only one producing it right now. Yeah, we're the only one producing in this entire market. So the explosive price is not going to be huge. I'm sure that it will eventually be just fine. Now, how are we looking on... Oh, engine shortage. And disappearing interests. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Engine shortage, yeah, that's a huge amount of engines needed. I suppose... Well, it's not that bad, but yeah, no, it's a pretty high price overall. We could potentially just get another motor industries in here. Just keep on building more and more stuff in our capital. Oh, there's a food industry in Mazandara. That's going to be quite handy. And then vineyards here, I don't know if that's going to be too useful for our population directly, but I suppose, you know, it's going to help the rest of the market, I guess. And that way we can get probably at least a bit of profitability in there. construction cost is still fairly high, but I suppose once we get the wood production a bit better... Ooh, there we go, screw frigate completed. We could still, of course, increase our innovation by another 16. So we might want to get some of that... Oh, USA is damaging relations. Speaking of which... Oh, logistics spreading. Education to level 3. Right, well, I can't really do too much about that. Oh, my mana is starting a war against Hazaristan. Oh, is this going to be against Russians? Because if that is the case, then I'm not going to be taking part in that. I'm definitely leaning towards our tributary, of course, but... Kandahar tributary. Oh. Okay, I'm going to join there, but that doesn't mean that the Russians are probably going to be against us. But maybe that is going to be our one chance of getting rid of the Russian influence, although we probably need to increase our military size a lot. Let's go have a look at the armies that we have. So that's 33 battalions. This is only 4, so I'm going to go ahead and start getting a little bit of artillery in here. We'll probably go to... I guess our capital will be good enough. Yeah, a few artillery battalions in there. And we'll go ahead and... We'll wait for a moment. We can still maybe back down. Although I don't actually know if we can. Because we... Oh, right, so we are the leader of this war. Which means there is now both Ottoman Empire and Russia leaning against us. There's no one that we can sway, and I think those are going to be joining against us soon enough. Humiliation war operations. Okay, so it's not the worst if we need to back down. Oh, there goes Ottoman Empire. Okay, so how much is that one? That's 170. Yeah, no, we can't really win that. And are these both of the... No, that's a secondary demand. Both of these are secondary demands. So if we back down... They don't have any primary demands, do they? No, they don't. Okay, so there's actually no harm done. We're going to just back down. Well, there we go. That's a bit of a lackluster, I suppose, but at the same time, we're not going to ruin our economy by doing a war that we can't win. But I do see that we are actually out of time with this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll show you the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.